We're going to give them free range here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a brutish. Greetings and welcome to episode 34 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Knights of St. John campaign. And before we start, my friends, I'd like to first apologise for sort of disappearing off the scene sort of very abruptly, but with Christmas coming along and with the New Year as well, my friends, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, I completely crashed out. It has been an incredibly busy year, 2018, and I just needed a complete and utter break. So I pretty much shut down from everything and just took a one long extended break. But I'd like to I hope all of you who do celebrate Christmas had a wonderful Christmas, and I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, so I wish all of you a very happy New Year, and I hope that your 2019 is going to be fantastic for all of you, my friends. Hope you've all had a relax and you know, receive what you wanted, and you've given to those that mean so much to you. So I really do hope you've had a wonderful time over this sort of festive time, if you of course celebrate Christmas and so forth. But I want to get back into Empire. I have missed sort of recording and getting back into the campaigns. I'd like to thank all of you for your wonderful support in 2018. It has been absolutely fantastic. I unfortunately wasn't able to get all the videos I wanted to in 2018 out. Of course, unfortunately real life gets in the way as always, my friends, but we are going to continue unabated, my friends, and we're going to continue now with Knights of St. John. Some wonderful advice last time around. It was absolutely superb. Now, the key, the sort of the underlying advice through all the threads of advice coming from the council was that we have to wait. Now, I was looking, you know, I was chomping at the bit to sort of start attacking Britain, but as many of the council say, beware what you do. Be prepared when you attack Britain, because there's so many different wars going on, there's so many different complex political situations going on. The geopolitical sort of situation really is all over the place. So many of the councils saying you have to be prepared. So we're going to need at least 4, 5, possibly even 6 armies that aren't these armies here. These armies, many of the councils saying that you need to keep these armies where they are, because of course we have an alliance with the Mughal Empire. Let's quickly glance at that there. Now, as you can see, it's plus 222, so it's a quite a firm alliance. It's a majority of it is in the plus. We've got plus 15 for an enemy of an enemy. We've got same government type, sort of national respect, basically. Trade agreement broken was -5, and you've got -15 for religious differences. But apart from that, our alliance is very strong with the Mughal Empire. Now, they're at war with Poland and with Russia. So that does pose a question. The council actually brought this up. I didn't really think about this until the council brought it up. Because the Mughal Empire is at war with Russia, there's Russia. Russia has actually taken Baluchistan here. So they've taken what effectively is Persian territory. They've moved in, and they're on the border of Sind. So Narun Kot could be in jeopardy. Now there's a chance. The power of Russia is just substantial. I mean, look at that. It is vast. And if they start to channel their forces down into into Zehedan here, Baluchistan, start to attack our allies here, we're not going to get involved, but we would get involved if it started to sort of threaten our own interests. Now, as you can see, Russia, they're hostile with us, so taking war with Russia wouldn't be, but their allies of Poland we're at war with anyway. So, if it comes to the point where they do start to roll through the Mughal Empire, start to capture, should I say, these major cities here, it would therefore give us the opportunity, and indeed the push that we need to really push against back here and take those territories. Because if we had all the subcontinent under our control, then there's nothing that could stand in our way. Not even the Dutch. Talking of the Dutch, look at the size of the Dutch Empire here. It is just colossal. I have never ever seen the Dutch do this before, ever. They have just absolutely just bulldozed everything in their path. Nothing's, even Warsaw has fallen here from the Poles. There's a very strong chance that Gdansk will fall, which means they'll unify Prussia. And Prague is probably the nearest region they have towards the west. They've just absolutely just battered the Poles to pieces. The mailed fist here of the Dutch forces has just been incredible. It really has. They've taken Italy, and of course we're allied with Spain, which gives us that sort of clarity here through Gibraltar. So we're not really being hampered by an enemy, sort of raiding our trade lines. As you can see, the trade coming in here from our sort of trade routes is just huge. It really is. Look at that, 23,000 here. When it joins on the rest of these, here's 23,000. Then it joins the rest of the trade coming from here, 61,000. As soon as we have, because I've got a trade partnership with the Spanish. As soon as the Spanish trade joins the line, it goes up to 70,000. If you combine that with the trade coming from the Ottoman Empire, which is 30,000, we have in excess of 100,000 gold coming in from trade alone. Now that is huge. Now we are, dare I say, the lifeblood of the Ottoman Empire's economy. I would dare say we are the single largest trading nation in the world, and we are effectively propping up the Ottoman economy, because their income would not be anything close to what they have at the moment without our trade. Because we've got the trade coming in from the sort of trade lines and the trade nodes we've captured and taken and sort of reinforced, we're able to pump huge quantities of monies into our trade and therefore benefit an ally. Now, they are an ally of ours, the Ottoman Empire. They're our closest ally, dare I say. And they are, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're at war. They're at war with Austria, they're at war with Russia, they're at war with Poland, and indeed Venice. So this triumvirate here of enemies they're at war with now, with the Dutch moving so aggressively against Poland, there's every chance that possibly Poland might collapse. Now that is nowhere near in sight yet, but with Warsaw being taken and the Dutch just simply steamrolling here in the north, and pushing so far east into Königsberg, and taking one of the major capitals here on this northern seaboard here, and dare I say they might even take Gdansk, but we don't know yet. Then there's every chance we might see Poland collapse, and there's even been some council members calling for us to actually move against the Dutch, or to move against Poland and take some territories from Poland before they collapse. Now, that is an excellent idea, but I don't think we have the resources just at the moment to sort of move enough forces into Poland. What if Poland suddenly rejuvenate and sort of push back the Dutch, and then we find ourselves on the tail end of a thrashing because we've moved against them? We have to build up our own resources, our own forces here. We do have some excellent troops here in Tunis. If they want Tunis, they'll have to fight for it. We do have cuirassiers just milling about here. We do have Algiers as well. But there's also been a call from the council for us to take Morocco, so we have that sort of direct connection with Spain. But however, Venice have got Gibraltar, which throws another spanner in the works. As we've also got Austria effectively propping up the Spanish here, because Spain really is taking a lot of casualties here, as you can see. But our main goal really is Britain at one point, but not now. We have to maintain our discipline here. I did also propose that we move deeper into the Caribbean, but again the council saying just ease back right on those. Don't take Jamaica or the Bahamas, because you just want to sort of focus on building up your armies. Keep what you have here. Keep the trade flowing in. We've got 2 armies now in the Caribbean, just to give us that extra firepower should anyone move against us. But the trade going out from the Caribbean alone is substantial. Look at that, 23,000 there coming from the Caribbean. When it connects to the main trade nodes as well, it's just absolutely vast. But so our main goal this particular episode is to build what we have, definitely put some more armies together into the field, but also look to our research as well. Our research is lagging behind on a number of fields, as you can see. By now, most of these should have been completed or nigh incomplete, so we're way we're here. So we're going to have to definitely put our finger out here and really start to invest in our research and technology here, because we are definitely falling behind, particularly here. We should have stock joint companies here so we can get the commercial basin and further exchange, but definitely commercial basin to add more sort of firepower, as it were, to our trade. We're upgrading all the ports as best we can. Commercial port here, but also I did notice that if you notice here, the Ottomans are actually upgrading this to the full global trading company. Now that's going to open up additional trade routes, which means more money coming into our coffers because their ports able to handle more of our goods, which is excellent to see. But I'm really fascinated to see what happens with the Dutch here. It's the most powerful Dutch empire I've ever seen, ever. They even control Ceylon, and they also control Hispaniola here and Punda. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't control, yes, indeed, Cherokee territory. So they're even moving into the North American continent as well, which is, the Dutch reach is just vast here, and Austria's got Georgia here for some reason. That's unusual. The Mughal Empire has Alcuin or Niagara. So we're seeing some very unusual, but I would like to take Newfoundland here as another staging point into access into Canada, and indeed into North America as well. So we're going to probably look at maybe moving against Newfoundland, and to that end we might send a ship up that way there just to scout out what is going on. I think we might send this light galleon here, and we can see what's here. Because we might send an army to Newfoundland if there's any rebels. I believe there's just rebels there, and the council has actually called for us to move against Newfoundland, which we might do. The capital is here, Pleasance. Now we've got 12,440 coming in. That doesn't seem a great deal, because the army upkeep is huge, and also our naval upkeep is quite a lot as well, even though our ministers are absolutely incredible. I mean, these are fantastic ministers. That's probably one of the best ministers I've ever had in any position, ever. I mean, that is just staggering, it really is. Popularity is 75%, which is very, very high. Our trade is just absolutely booming here. We also control a good swathe of the spice production in the world, which is excellent to see, because that is by far the highest earner for us. 39 there for that. excuse me, my friends, tobacco, which we don't have anything of, which is unusual. We don't have our fingers in the tobacco pie, as it were, so we might have to look at maybe changing that to get the money in from that. But I think that's all we can do for the moment. We have, of course, captured and we have quelled our enemy, the Marathans, who were at war with ourselves and the Mughal Empire. So we are going to just build and put together some armies here. As you can see, we've already put one army together here. Now I have called for council members who'd like to be generals. That will of course come in here. We do see the Mughal here building a naval hospital, which will enable them to get some first-rate ships as well, which we could definitely do with, but we can't at the moment. We need commercial base, and we really need to get that so we can increase our income from our trade. A trading nation that isn't at maximum capacity with their ports is not really a trading nation at all. I think we'll have to start switching to... We might even get quicklime sauerkraut here so we can get naval hospital, and we can get admiral's flagship first rates, but we can't get first rate ships. I think that's because we don't have an admiralty. We don't have an admiralty at all, which is disconcerting now. Yeah, we don't have an admiralty at all. But we do have a naval college, I do beg your pardon, my friends. We do... Oh, look at that, Marines, sir. Marines, well, I'll be. But of course we've got maximum Marines here. But we do have a naval college here. I do beg your pardon, we do have a naval college. Pavilion of Achievement, Shanu Wada, and of course our military academy, which we're steadily trying to catch up with our... Look at that there. This college here. Oh, that's just on 0. So we've got to be careful we don't build the college here, because that will bring unrest, clamour for reform. As you can see, -5. So we can't do anything here. We've also called for us to actually take a nation or capture a region that does have the next available, or the upgrade for the university, from a college to a university, so we can do that. But at the moment, and also once the rice farming commune comes on, we'll have a little bit of extra population growth here, which is currently down at the moment. What is our tax? Our tax are almost the lowest levels you could possibly have. But that will have to do for the moment. So actually our population isn't really paying very much money at all for taxes. The tax is very, very low, so that means more money for the economy. We should see some quite extravagant gold. Look at that growth. 50 coin, 50 gold there per turn for Mysore, which is quite extraordinary. 29 here. What was 31 here. Right, let's end the turn here, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Britain, who are our arch enemies. Austria now. Hopefully they can maintain Spain, as it were. Hopefully maintain Spain. Now, United Provinces. Now, here is... We can just watch what they're doing here. If they take Gdansk, they've effectively captured the northern sort of seaboard in the east here. What a fight that's been with Poland. And in theory, it's helped us a lot because it's kept Polish eyes away from us. It's actually tight, and they've actually moved into here as well. So the Dutch are absolutely rampant here at the moment. Wow. You could even see the Dutch challenging possibly Russia as well. That would be some sight to see. I know the Dutch aren't particularly friendly with ourselves, which we're going to have to be very wary of, which means that's why we need to build those armies, construct those armies. Good armies as well, where the composition is a good composition to be able to battle in any territory. Poland. Mind you, we've got an alliance with Spain, so we don't mind Spain being here on the subcontinent. They are an ally of ours, so we can only hope the Ottoman Empire can actually start to push some of their enemies back here. As you can see, they're sending enemies, forces should I say, up to the front. We can hope that they start to invest in these buildings here as well, because these ports open up a great deal of money to them. Russia. Now what will Russia do? Will they declare war upon us? A possibility. A possibility. Sweden, who are an ally of ours, mind you, Sweden have been a wonderful ally of ours, they really have. But we still have to mark my words here, we still have to Britain. There you can see those trade caravans moving along the road there. That's our trade going into New Spain. Now the Mughals, are they moving towards Russia? They've actually moved into our territory, which we don't mind. Quebec. Look at that fleet from Quebec. Now, we're just needing to some calm times here, some peaceful times, because we've been at war for decades, it feels like. And actually, look at that, we could get a classical university here. We've got to be wary, though, that we don't tip things over the balance here with -6, happening to give us wealth of nations. Excellent, so we're starting to put together this second army here.
Avanti per il paese e la corona.
We've got plenty of cannon, but we do need 24-pounders here.
Si.
So I think what we'll do is we'll retrofit some of these armies.
Signore.
We do need one more here. We're going to have a complete army here. Oh, we've got that. It's complete there, that army. That's absolutely fine.
Vostra Maestà. Signore. Avanti in marcia.
We've got 15,000 here. Oh, 11,000. That's dropped, which means that's why the army keeps going up, of course. But that's gone up our trade as well, so we've got to keep that trade coming in. Ideally, we need to have all of these up at full strength here.
Vostra Signoria. Oh, salve.
We should move our spy down here. What we'd like, I think what we will do is we'll send the spy to the border here of Naroon. Just keep an eye on what the Russians are doing here. I think that might be an important goal for us. Now, the cool rocket ship has arrived. Ah, look at that, excellent. We're going to try and increase our trade fleet here. 3,000, 2,000. I think here then. That's Russia. 2,560 here. It's gone up slightly there. Ah, excellent. So Bijapur, so that should increase our cotton production. What's cotton? Cotton is 37. We do have not much cotton, so we're actually missing out on cotton here. And actually our overall government here, popularity has gone down to 72. Probably because we've got this university here. We won't be upgrading that just yet. Nor that there either. Let's get these armies. Oh, look at that. 3 marine regiments. Wonderful. Very, very close here, and they're exempt as well. So actually we can open that up there, because now they're still exempt, because we've got some military crackdown happening here. 13,418, so we're going to get the money flowing in from Satara here, once we have that sort of neutrality here. And there's no food shortages either, so we've got plenty of food coming in. We don't have just yet either. Of course, we're waiting for the gunnery school to give us a 24-pounders. Well, I think we'll just wait then for the military academy to be ready. However, So Tara is ready indeed, sir. So I think we'll have 3 cuirassiers, and I think we'll also have... We don't have the 24-pounder here foot, which engineering school we will get. So we'll wait for that as well. Discipline is going to be key here. So I think what we will do is we'll start to put together... We can't move into here yet because... Oh, can we though? Because of course... we might send one ship in here to reconnoitre what's going on in there. Or should we send in a fleet? We'll send in the Emerald here to reconnoitre what's going on in the East Indies, because if we can open up the East Indies trade route, it'll come in from here and join in here, and that'll definitely give us a huge boost to our trade, which is definitely what we want to do. This army's coming along quite nice, but look at the battle we had here for Goa. It absolutely gave us, it took us a lot of men to capture Goa. It really, really did. It's almost ready. 2 more turns into commercial port. We can't really build or create anything else just yet, but I think we'll have 3 company of line here. Slowly but surely building up those forces. But we do have 24-pounders here, so we're going to have that trade-off. Oh, look at that. Indian infantry mercenaries. Possibly a possible option. We need to keep an eye on what's going on, but we need to keep an eye on what's going on here with Russia. If Russia moves against the Mughal Empire here, that could be our opportunity here. Let's look what the Dutch were doing. I believe that, look at that, they've even taken Galicia. Are we seeing potentially the end here of the Poland here? Unless Russia steps in to help them, I think we might be seeing the end of Poland here. That is just immense. It really is. I mean, I've never seen like that. That's why we probably need to move against Britain at some point to try and capture our own western redoubt. I would like to see Spain a little bit stronger here. We're slowly but surely increasing our trade here with them. We have a gentleman here. We can probably send it here actually to help increase.
Come posso servirvi?
Kasserine, shrapnel shot, which I do find very useful on some occasions, but we do need to move on to a naval at some point. We are researching platoon firing so we can get Army Staff College. Army Staff College would do wonders here. We don't have much in, but it does sort of reinforce the units we can already get. I think we're also going to invest here. In our trade fleets. Depending on what we find elsewhere, we're also going to invest in our East Indies trade as well, so we can get that trade coming in. We look at that there. 13 colonies is coming from here, which means those trade lines might be open, because that wasn't there a moment ago. They've moved into here. We need to get that line connecting to these here so we get more money coming in. Gold is our priority here. Gold will allow us to take on Britain, but also be prepared for anything else that comes out of the woodwork. And also patience, my friends. Patience is a virtue. We will have to wait and bide our time. Now I know that in the council saying we've got dragoons garrison policing bonus, so I might actually get a dragoon regiment here to put into the city to help us sort of quell anything coming along here. I think we are ready here for the end of turn. There might not be any battles in this particular episode. Actually, let us move these gentlemen here. There might be a battle before we know it, though.
Ordini?
That's all it's there. That's all. Right, we're definitely going to be sending an army up here. Without a shadow of a doubt. We want Newfoundland. Oh, also port. Of course, port security was another call by the council.
Ordini ricevuti. In attesa di altri
Signor
ordini.
sì.
Virare di
In
loro.
attesa di ordini.
Sì, signore.
Port security is also another thing we must look at. We're going to move against the rebels. We're going to take Newfoundland for ourselves. Again, below the radar, keeping ourselves below the parapet here. Just taking the areas we can.
Assediateli!
I think we can take this without any problems at all. I don't think we really need that battle here, so we're going to take this. We'll just quickly continue the siege here while we continue on the rest of our... But port security was another thing called for by the council. In other words, having... I think we'll also have some militia here, just to cover our port security. And indeed here as well. To cover our security for our ports. That's something we definitely have to look at. Right, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens. Oh, actually, let's move back. And let's take this here so we can start developing Newfoundland. I don't think we need a battle here. This is going to be... That's absolutely fine. I know we took a little bit of 546 here.
Preparatevi alla battaglia!
Newfoundland is now ours. We can now move into here.
Ancora in perfetta efficienza.
We can repair that. Another trading port here. That's 1,500. We can't repair that just yet, but we shall do. Bring the gentleman up to full. And we can also then, yes indeed we can, palatial estates. A fur exchange would be beneficial. What's the income here? 70 fur pelts. What is fur giving us at the moment? 21. Not too bad there. And reduce food shortages. Are there food shortages here? No, there's not. But we're looking. Yeah, growth is going to be going up quite high here. So growth is going to be excellent. It looks like actually they're pleased to see us here. Actually, we've got... I think we might just remove that and bring in some economic buildings in here. What we are going to do is going to keep an eye on what goes on here. Let's end the turn, my friends. The provinces. My goodness me, they've absolutely just steamrolled the Poles. Unless Poland can find some way to fight back, I think we might be seeing potentially the end of the Polish Empire and just the creation of just one of the single largest empires you are going to see anywhere. I think only Russia would match the Dutch. I've never seen a Dutch empire this large ever. It's quite frightening how quickly they've steamrolled over the Poles. Perhaps the steam has been knocked out of it. Oh, wait a minute. Why would we give you Mysore? We'll have a peace treaty, of course. They've got everything as well. No, they're desperate to get us off of their back. Nope. Absolutely not a chance. Why would we give you Mysore? For what possible reason? You're being absolutely thrashed by the Dutch. Why would we give you anything? If they decide to move against, we've got the Ottomans. Look, have the Ottomans moved? Have the Ottomans taken that region there? Have the Ottomans moved against the Poles? have the Poles just retaken something here? Am I missing something? Looks like something has changed on that map. We'll have to examine what's going on there, but we should keep a close eye on what Russia's doing as well. Russia's up to something because it's taking them quite a while to decide what they want to do. But if Russia moves against the Mughal Empire and it starts to really push against them and start taking regions, then, my friends, then we are going to move in and start an operation against the Russians. Mark my words, that operation will be brought into full effect. We will not allow the Russians to take the new subcontinent from under our noses, not a chance, especially not after the cost is taken. The cost that it has taken, not only monetarily, but men-wise, material-wise, it has cost us a huge amount to take what we've got in India. A huge amount. My word, look at that. Whoa, Quebec is vast there. No, nothing's changed here. So it looks like have they come to an agreement? No, they haven't. They're still at war. I like with Great Britain as well, which we've got to be careful of. What we might do is just take this out of here.
Da sinistra.
Or put the tributes in here. Just add, because they've got that additional. They've got that policing bonus.
Signore, in marcha.
Here, we've got 12,000 there. No, that's dropped like an absolute stone because that army keepers, but the trade income has dropped. So we've got to be careful here. We've got to increase our trade here. Which we've invested quite a bit. Oh, excellent.
La nave è in condizioni perfette, capitano. Sì, signore.
That's more like it. Much more like it.
Sì, vostra maestà. Signore?
Steady, gentlemen.
Sì, signore. Sì, capitano.
Oh, look at that. We just did a new... Oh, look at that. A trade route is already open for us. Oh, they got 3 first-rate ship of the lines here. That's it. Caused some serious problems for us there.
Sì, mio
Now then,
sire.
I wonder...
Ordini ricevuti. Ordini? Piegate le vele. Tutti al proprio posto. Virare di bordo. Ancora in perfetta efficienza. Piegate le vele. Tutti al proprio posto. Muoviamoci. In attesa di altri ordini. Alla via così, capitano. Ordini, capitano.
I think that might be better for us here. Look at that. So if they look at that, look at this. Good grief! Look at the size of that Polish fleet. That is scary. So we now know we've got 2 trade nodes here that are available to ourselves. Let's jump that up quite substantially here. What has that given us? It looks like furs have come onto it. It looks like tea is onto the menu as well, but it looks like furs have come onto here. America. East Indies is spice. Actually, the spice is dropped here because we've suddenly moved onto the market in East Indies. The price of spice has come down, but the price of cotton has gone up to 38. 36 here to tobacco. So we need to get ourselves in here. We've got plenty of tea here. Our ivory production is just huge. Sugar is massive here. Sugar has dropped like a stone here. Look at the Ottoman Empire. Look at the bonus is 6,675 for bonus. Now I can guarantee you that the Poles are going to move against us to keep us out of here, which is I can understand that. Ah, excellent. Now what can we do here? Now we've got the Leeward Islands. Can we? Yes, we can indeed, sir. Commercial port. Let's bring this army up to full strength. We can upgrade this to glacial estates. Eventually we'll get that as well. And if we get a machine here for lumber mill, oh, look at that. Excellent. Now we're going to have a craft workshop. 600 coming in from here at the moment. But we have another territory sort of in the Atlantic, as it were. Is there anything else we can upgrade here? We do need to get that researched quite quickly. So joint stock companies are going to be our next research. Once this is finished here. That's 7. It's going to take 7 years, government by consent. Government by consent, actually, because increase the technology research rate, which is definitely what we need here as well. We can actually send these ships. We don't need any more sugar. I wonder if we could send them to East Indies. Let's do that. I know it's a long journey, it's a long voyage. But sometimes these voyages have to be made. Will it reach? Indeed it will. So we're making a commitment to the East Indies now, and that should bring in the spice. But the more spice we flood the market with, the quicker the amount of the money that spice drops. Look at those Grenadier Guards, that's a wonder. Austria, oh good grief, look at the Austrian forces defending Lisbon, that is incredible. Has that increased? 71,000 here. 30,000 here. Is that ready here, this port? Indeed it is. Oh dear me. Oh, look at that. They must be attacking Russia here. Come on now. Come on, Ottomans, you've got to start hitting back against the Poles where they got a chance. But look at all this here. All of this is under. So that means that could mean that the Ottomans are striking against these here. Oh, look at this, a real war raging on this front. Let's end the turn. Let's see what happens here, my friends. What are the Dutch going to do? I think the Dutch have just taken Gdansk. I think Gdansk has just fallen. We've got to keep an eye on the Dutch because they are... Well, I'll be damned. We thought they would move against us, and they have indeed. Maybe we shouldn't have moved against that there. We ought to resolve the battle. We knew they'd come for us. They're not going to allow us to have that at all. That's absolutely fine. We can only hope then the Dutch take care of the Poles in the entirety. We're actually rooting for the Dutch. Because they're quite clearly going to be pestering us here now. So we can't send those forces to the East Indies because we know what's going to happen to them. So we have to send those ships that we've sent to the East Indies probably into the subcontinent to wait until the Dutch effectively collapse, the Poles collapse. Come on now, Ottoman Empire, you've got to do more, sir. Sweden moving? That's a lot of forces moving there from Sweden. Louisiana, New Spain, who have been staunch trade partners. Look at that Mughal Empire there, that was huge. Looks like Sweden's been taking a little bit of a beating there from Courland. Quebec has a massive fleet there, that is absolutely huge. Spinning mule, excellent. 11,000 here, that's gone up, but so is that there trade income, which is good to see. Aha! Look at that, now we're going to start seeing some improvements here in our regional wealth. Definitely start investing in some of these. A lot of investment is going to cost us a lot, but that improvement we'll get there will prove beneficial in the end. It's taking a little bit of time here for this tea warehouse to come onto full capacity here. What's tea at now? Tea is at 26. 37 for this has dropped by another 1 gold. That's dropped by 1 gold. That's increased by 1. That's dropped by 1. It's 2,000. We definitely need to get that increased. Bengal has now got some extra firepower. Oh, that's definitely increased there from Goa. And once that's come on tap, excuse me, my friends, then once that's come on to full capacity, that will then increase the trade here as well. If we can get that. Rifleman, potentially. Yeah, we know what's coming along there, so we've got to be careful there. We could send in this fleet, but it's nowhere near enough to deal with the Poles. We can only hope that Poland suffers a similar fate to the rest of our other enemies. Now we don't want Kolhapur here doing flying shuttle, not yet. What we do need is joint stock companies. Then Trichinopoly here, that'll probably move on to get machined rifling. I'll give us sharpshooters and riflemen. But I think we might move this one onto either puddling furnace. We might even move on to flying shuttle to make the most of the investment we've made here in these weavers' cottages here. We don't have any others here either at all, do we? What about in the New World? I believe they're the only ones we've got. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't have the resources to be able to invest in them. We should have. Newfoundland is now under our control as well, which is excellent to see. And that weaver's here, so we're going to eventually upgrade this to maximum capacity as well. So again, we're going to see that increasing here as well. Trade is starting to flow. Trade will increase here once we get the palatial estates. And once with the fur, we can upgrade the furs here and the logging camp. That'll be absolutely fantastic. I think my friends will have one more turn here. I know there's not been much action, but we're just sort of building here and trying to increase what we've got here. That's gone up here, which is excellent to see. We can only hope the Ottomans move against, but look, oh, they've taken Gdansk. The Poland has been completely moved, shifted out of here. There's nothing left here at all. My word, they're in great difficulty here. Let's end the turn. The Dutch are just rampant here. We're moving up the spy here to see what's happening with the Russians, and we've got to make sure that our port security is upgraded. The Dutch, what will the Dutch do now? Oh, they've moved in there as well. They've taken this right on the border of Russia. I think Poland are done. And if they are, that means we can move into the West Indies unopposed. And they've taken there. That means that we could see the collapse of Poland. That means we can then move into the East Indies and start really just absolutely taking all the trade there. I bet you want a peace treaty, but you know, why would you want... No, you want Mysore because you want a sort of a haven away from them all. Nope. Then I'm afraid your demise is imminent. Ottoman Empire. Come on now, Ottomans, you've got to make a move here before the Dutch just swallow up everything in their path. Otherwise, they're going to be fighting the Dutch off before they know it. Russia. Russia, sir. What are you up to, Russia? Why is the Russian taking so long to decide what they want to do? There must be something here. Could they even potentially move against the Dutch? Oh, that would be a battle par excellence. It really would. What a battle royale that would be. To watch those two titans fighting each other, what a joy that would be. And we would simply stand by the sidelines and start building our empire around it. We've got to be careful though, we might have to support the Ottoman Empire at some point. We don't really want to see them collapsing at all because they are our single largest trading partner. If they start to collapse, then we're going to find ourselves in a little bit of a pickle there in terms of where our money's going to come from. So we might have to end up supporting the Ottoman Empire in its war with the Dutch, which means sending troops from the subcontinent to prop up the Ottomans. We can't afford the Ottoman Empire to collapse. Sweden. New Spain. Ooh. Look at the size of that Mughal fleet. Has Quebec gone?
Come posso esservi utile? Agli ordini di vostra maestà. Nelle
Oh,
ombre.
that's a powerful army they've got there, my goodness me. And they're bringing in quite a lot of money here. And so are we. Almost ready here. One more turn. That should see that increasing. 15,000 here. So look at that jump up, that trade income. Massive there.
Ufficiale sul ponte. Ordini? Sì, vostra maestà. Signore? Ancora in perfetta
Look
efficienza.
at that, 10,000. They've got 10,000 coming in, but we're going to have to withdraw. We're not going to risk these ships
Ufficiale sul ponte.
until
In attesa di altri
the
ordini.
Poles have been completely defeated. Then we can move in here and we can have 4 of these can be under our control. And what an income that would be. Because they're pulling in 10,000 just from here. Imagine what we could do. Oh, look at this. Just keep investing all the time. Oh, if we can get steam engine, look at that. 105 loaves per turn. Wow. And there as well. 120 loaves per turn. What's the sugar? 16, but still. And, oh, look at that's gone up to... That's dropped like an... No, that's actually gone up massively there. 42 gold per spice. No wonder our trade income's gone up. Looks like somebody really wants a lot of... Look at that. The Ottoman Empire is taking 83 pounds of spice per turn. Wow. Looks like they like their spice there. If we can get steam engine. Bajapur is slowly but surely building itself up to be a key. Oh, we need. Oh, yes, I think we'll definitely get this, and we'll also get this here as well, because this is our sort of our front line city, as it were. So we need this city to be really at full pelt. Div Lancers. Army Staff College, they're at max, look at this, they're at maximum capacity here. The Mughal Empire really, I think, wait, wow, Spain have taken Malwa here as well, Ujjain. What's happening here? We need to know is what Russia's doing. But look at this, I mean, wow. Poland is on the brink of collapse. Absolutely on the brink of collapse. All you need to take is Minsk and Moldavia, Zagreb, Hungary, Austria and Prague, and it's all over. And then we can finally move into the east, but we can't allow anything to happen to the Ottomans. Mind you, the Ottomans can probably, look, they've got Nizam, they can probably take care of themselves actually. I'm probably underestimating what they can do, but it looks like they've got the, oh, look at that, risk as a soul, they've got plenty coming in here. And in fact our income from them is booming here. We're drawing 33,000 gold here is going into their coffers. That's how much trade we're doing with them. So they're our single largest trading partner, and indeed our ally. They're the closest to us here. Look at all the trade going in and out of here. That is incredible. They must be making an absolute fortune. That's why it baffles me why they haven't upgraded, unless they have upgraded these cores. But the size of that Dutch Empire is absolutely colossal. And we shall continue our trade push. Oh, and also we've got to make sure that we've also trade port security.
In attesa di ordini. Pronti, in marcia! Avanti, in marcia! Truppe, avanti! Uomini,
Port security
avanti!
and here as well.
Siamo pronti. Avanti, in marcia!
Look at that, man. If we could Cylon alone is bringing in 1,560 from them. And look at that, they've even got a steam-powered cloth mill. Steam-powered. Look at that deep gem. Low yield, but still. Fully upgraded. Cylon is absolutely booming.
Mio sire.
Recruitment must continue.
Signor sì.
Oh, look at that, a full complement of firepower. That is a wonder to see. Really, look at that army there.
Sì, mio
Look at
sire.
that. We might be called on to help the Ottomans. Are the Ottomans at war with the right one? No, they're not. They're trade partners. In fact, they're allies with the United Provinces, so there won't be any war with them. But they are at war with Russia. Whoa, what a fight that would be. If the United Provinces move against Russia, what a fight that would be. Great Britain, of course, we're at war with them. Austria and friendly with us, that's fine. Spain is very friendly, Sweden is very friendly as well. Excellent to see. We're at war with Poland, but to be honest with you, I think Poland's got the least of Poland's worries is what we're doing. But my friends, I think we're going to end this episode here. And I mean, I just can't believe this. It looks like Poland, the Dutch might even just take Belgrade as well, which will leave the Ottoman Empire, especially their ally within the Ottoman Empire, is pretty much secure for the foreseeable future. But if this port here falls, Varna, then they're going to lose a massive amount of their income. Actually, where is it? Unless it's Moldova here, it must be. Where's their income coming from then? Unless it's with it's probably with the Russians, so it's probably from the Crimea. So if the Crimea is lost by the Russians, actually, if the Poles collapse, the trade here, trade income for Russia would just fall like an absolute stone. But my friends, that is for us to contemplate another time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Once again, my friends, I thank you all for your wonderful support over 2018. It's been an absolutely fantastic year, it really has. And I really would like to try and get a few more episodes per week if I can, but I can't really guarantee it because I know for a fact I've got another busy week, another busy year in 2019. But I wish you all a very happy new year. If the new year's already arrived for you, I really do wish you a happy new year. And I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, so I wish all of you, everybody who watches my episodes and my campaigns, I wish all of you a wonderful happy new year. I really do, and I wish all of you all the very best for a healthy and a safe new year as well. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.